Plus, we'll see the return of the juggernaut Joe Joyce. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. on TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. Right, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Big match between two form teams in Serie A. The leaders Inter, 15 points clear at the start of play against Bologna. 6 wins in a row before tonight's game. And it was Inter on the front foot early in the match. Inside the opening 10 minutes of the game here, Alessandro Bastoni with a little flick through. The back heel from Carlos Augusto, and then the snapshot from Alexis Sanchez. First save of the match from Lucas Skorupski, the Bologna goalkeeper. Bologna have been pretty tight at the back recently. He's only conceded 2 in the last 4 matches before tonight. This is Jan Bisek up from the back for Inter, falling at the feet of Damian, not far wide of the post. So Inter with a couple of attempts on goal in the opening quarter of an hour, not too much coming in the other direction, certainly in the final third. And here, Christensen, caught in 2 minds, suddenly put Inter in on goal, and Barella unable to take it. Skorupski with a vital save to keep it at 0-0. Nonetheless, Bologna had a good share of the first half, plenty of the ball, and their Scottish international, Lewis Ferguson, with this effort, a real pile driver of a shot, beaten away by Jan Sommer. That was the first time he'd been called into action. But in the end, it was Inter who broke the deadlock, and Jan Bisek, the German defender, on the end of the looping cross from his defensive colleague Alessandro Bastoni. A beautiful ball in, perfectly placed, and Bisek stolen in front of Alexis Salamakers to head past Skorupski to give Inter the lead. And certainly they've carried the greater threat during the first half, so much so that it was nearly 2-0 on the stroke of half-time. Lovely little move here, Damian's ball in, Barella was waiting to turn it home, and Victor Christensen, who'd made the mistake earlier in the half, putting an opportunity on a plate for Barella, denied him here with a very important clearance. Inter fans in great spirits, their team leading by a 0-0 at half-time. All to play for at the Dallara. The second half is next.
Serie A, made in Italy.
Italy's top 2 form teams going head-to-head tonight, and it's Inter who have the advantage over Bologna at the break. Jan Bisek with that header as the teams come up at the start of the second half. Marcus Thuram there leading Inter's attack today alongside Alexis Sanchez. So far so good for Simone Inzaghi's team. Look at that, unbeaten in the league since the last week of September. Just the 1 defeat all season for Inter. Little reminder that they will be 18 points clear at the top tonight if they win this match. PSG against Reims coming up tomorrow on TNT Sports 1 from Ligue 1. Midday coverage of that one. But for now, we're concentrating on the events at the Renato Dallara Stadium. Denzel Dumfries is going to come on for Carlos Augusto at the start of the second half. He played 45 minutes in each of the previous 2 matches before today, as Inzaghi continues to manage the minutes of his players. And Dumfries coming on. It's the only change at the start of the second half. Thiago Motta's team still very much in this game. And of course, as that caption reminded us there, a man with previous ties to Inter over the years, Thiago Motta. Not today. And it is Inter in their change strip in the white shirts who get us underway at the start of the second half. Bisek, the goal scorer, one of half a dozen changes. All 3 main defenders different today to the Genoa game last week, with Bastoni back from suspension and Acerbi fit again, starting for the first time in a month. And they've kept close tabs on Joshua Zirkzee and the rest of the Bologna attack so far. Bologna have won this fixture each of the previous 2 seasons. 1-0 last season, 2-1 the year before that. Conceded a throw in there. Posh unable to keep the ball in. The ball clearly going over the line. For an Inter throw. Inter looking for their 12th away win of the season. Unbeaten on the road so far in the league. Ball bouncing off Sanchez. Here's Berkema, one of the goal scorers when they beat Inter in the Coppa Italia. Poor ball. Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu. Finished 2-2 at the Miazza between the two sides. The last time they met in the league, that was back in early October. Henrik Mkhitaryan tiptoeing through the heart of the midfield before being upended. Right under the referee's nose. Luca Pairetto is the referee. And the challenge there coming from Remo Freuler. Remo Freuler having his name taken. Joining Joshua Zirkzee in the book. Freuler, who found the net in the last home match, a 2-0 win over Verona. Suspended for a recent victory away at Lazio, has his name taken here. Referee telling Inter to get on with it, being as Henrik Mkhitaryan was merely doing up his bootlaces. Bastoni away to the far side. Darmian, by the way, changing sides, given that Dumfries has come on at the break. So Matteo Darmian playing wide left at the moment. Zirkzee, good play by him. Lovely little exchange. This is better from Bologna. Too many white-shirted players around. Ferguson keeps the attacking play going. Freuler's up there in the edge of the penalty area. Abisher as well. Here comes Posh! Oh, that one's getting across the 6-yard box. That's better from Bologna at the start of the second half. Ferguson with the ball out wide. Stefan Posch striding forward. Freuler let it go, and Sommer watched it disappear wide of his post. Bologna pretty good at coming back from losing positions, as we've just seen. Christensen looking to combine with Alexis Salamakers. Ferguson. Here's Christensen. Zirkzee. Get away from Acerbi, and that's Thuram intercepting in towards Sanchez, but Lukumi there first. He'll get a free kick as well there. Free kick conceded by Alexis Sanchez. Salamakers with the delivery. Bissek's header away. This is Barella. Challenged by Ferguson. Bologna with the bit between their teeth here. Crowd responding to it. Lukumi with the nudge forward. Christensen wants it near side. Christensen, Zirkzee. Challenged by Denzel Dumfries. Referee waves away the half-hearted appeal. Zirkzee slightly loose with the touch. Thuram goes down in to get a free kick. And Bologna's frustration goes up just a notch or two. Here's the challenge by Dumfries inside the penalty area. On Victor Christensen. Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Be another free kick there. It was an untidy challenge from Freuler. Dumfries. Thuram trying to flick it forward, headed away by Lukumi. It's Christensen sending it on. Xerxes, Salamanca's. Foul by Barella. First time in 4 home matches that Bologna have conceded a goal. After wins over Lecce, Fiorentina and Verona. 4-0 the first one, 2-0 the most recent matches against Fiorentina and Verona. This team are going to try and find a goal from somewhere. Best effort so far, the long-range shot from Ferguson. Pushed away by Jan Sommer. That effort from Posch whistling past the post early in the second half. Ebischer had made the run, the ball didn't reach him. Bissek. Acerbi sending it to the far side, and Bastoni very quickly closed down by Jens Odgaard. Bastoni busy on the far side, getting the better of it. Posch unable to cross the ball into the box and get it beyond Matteo Darmian. Here's Odgaard. Posch. And again the block is made by the inter-defence. This time it was Bastoni. John Lukumi. Clear of Sanchez. Bergkammer away to the far side. Ebischer forward. No foul, says the referee, by Bastoni on Odgaard. And Acerbi looks for the run being made by Sanchez. Bergkammer is there. Victor Christensen. This is Ferguson. Now Alexis Salamanca's. Xerxes touch, picks out Freuler. Back with the Dutchman now. Looks for an opening, never really presented itself, but he's got the deflection for a corner. Joshua Xerxes scored a goal in 2 of the last 3 league matches before today, including last week against Atalanta. Hasn't really had a good chance worthy of the name so far in this one. Plenty of time yet. In from Salamanca's. Darmian there first. Barella. And ball against Alexis Sanchez. a chance here to test Jan Sommer. Steady rain continues to fall throughout the match. It's Joshua Zirkzee. Didn't really come close to getting past the defensive wall. That was Mkhitaryan scampering out to the far side. Now Christensen. Away from Thuram, Salamakers. Zirkzee. Salamakers again, challenged by Barella. It was a good challenge as well. Zirkzee attempts to win the ball back, but it's not his throw. With a big week ahead, the Champions League second leg in the round of 16 away in Spain against Atleti coming up on Wednesday. Free kick Bologna. Bologna just concentrating on the league. Second handball in the space of a couple of minutes by Sanchez. Bologna playing next Friday against Empoli on the road. That's their next match. Inter's next league game is against Napoli a week tomorrow. They're at home. Here's Sam Bokema. Just over half an hour remaining. A touch from Michel Ebischer. Freuler. Christensen. Salamakers not fancying his chances there against Dumfries and Bissek. Decent passage of possession here for the home side. Bosch. Easy for Acerbi. Mkhitaryan. Kumi regaining possession initially for Bologna. This is Remo Freuler. Still finding it hard to carve out clear opportunities to get a shot in at Jan Sommer's goal. Sommer, remember, has only conceded 13 this season in the league, all season. Throwing off Damian. Here's Christensen, who's having a good run of games in this portion of the season. Salamakers. And still. Referee right there, no foul. Zirkzee, attacking play keeps going. Stefan Posch in to make the block. It was Barella. It was Mkhitaryan who picks Damian out, and it will be Inter's ball. A couple of changes now. Fratesi is going to come on as Inter ring the changes, and Christian Aslani as well. Christian Aslani, who's celebrating his 22nd birthday today. He'd started the previous 3 matches for the club and scored his first goal for them last weekend against Genoa. And Henrik Mkhitaryan and Hakan Çalhanoğlu can rest up ahead of that Champions League encounter with Atleti during the week. As Davide Fratesi comes on, he scored in back-to-back games recently against Lecce and Atalanta. That's the sort of depth that Inter have got. Big difference really this year. Italian international Fratesi. 19th time he's come off the bench in the league, and Aslani on his 22nd birthday on as well. the only one enjoying a birthday today in the wider Inter family. Yuri Djorkaeff, remember him? He's 55 today. And Juan Sebastian Veron, it's his birthday too, another former Inter player, 48. Freuler on Bastoni. Remember, Freuler has had his name taken already. Inside the final 30 minutes of the match. Slender advantage for the league leaders as they look to extend their advantage at the top of the table over Juventus to 18 points overnight at least. Juve playing tomorrow against Atalanta. Christensen. Here's Fratesi. First involvement in the play for him, and he's won the throw. For those Inter fans, whose team have already got as many points in the bag at the start of play today as they had in the whole of last season when they finished third in the table, behind Napoli and Lazio. Deflection coming off Nicolo Barella. Lautaro Martinez having a little limber up on the touchline. Remember, Bologna beaten only 4 times all season, only once at home and not since August. John Lukumi. Ebischer. Now Victor Christensen into Joshua Zirkzee. Didn't get the better of Acerbi. And Bisek forward towards Sanchez. Prod forward by Berkema. Here's Freuler. Challenge in midfield by Damian. Now Ebischer. Odegaard. That's comfortable for Jan Sommer, and it fizzles out again for Bologna just as soon as it gets near the Inter penalty area. Still that header from Jan Bisek in the 37th minute, separating the two sides, as Damian sweeps it forward to Marcus Thuram. And Aslani finds Dumfries. Just as ever offering himself up for a more straightforward pass from the back line as Dumfries flicks it forward. Thuram extravagantly falling to the ground under pressure from Lukumi, but referee Pareto not interested, and Inter will play on and Thuram will stay on the ground, and Dumfries furthest forward, and an important interception there made by Lewis Ferguson. Now the referee will stop the game to check on Thuram. To say for a moment or two. 25 minutes to go. Thuram back up on his feet and back in the game. Here's Marko Arnautovic, who scored the only goal so far in their Champions League tie with Atletico Madrid, and he will come on to replace Thuram for what remains of the game. Also scored at home to Salernitana last month in a 4-0 win. Inter still happy to rest up their leading marksman Lautaro Martinez. 25 goals he scored this season, 23 in 25 matches in Serie A. He's never scored in this stadium, actually. May not get the chance to get off the mark on this pitch today either. Denzel Dumfries with the throw. Almost 3/4 of the way through the match. Dutchman happy to take his time. Arnautovic looks for Sanchez. Here's Ferguson. Just moves it away from the traffic. Bit of space here for Stefan Posch. Odgaard ahead of him. Freuler not far away. Aebischer another option, and he has the ball. Inter with their noses in front, but have Bologna got the craft? Have they got the guile to prize them open, to prize open the meanest defence in Serie A and force their way back into the match and keep this fantastic winning run going? Inter have certainly quietened the home crowd. Freuler. Again, Odgaard had made the run. Xerxes. Salamaca's popping up far side. Waiting for the pass from Christensen here. This is Bochema. Ball bouncing off Freuler, one back by Ferguson. Here's Xerxes. Two alongside, and again the ball blocked by the Inter defence. This time Bastoni, and the goal-bound shot inadvertently blocked by his own teammate Remo Freuler. More frustration for Bologna. Xerxes looking to test Jan Sommer with this effort here, and Freuler just couldn't get out of the way. So Michel Aebischer is replaced for what remains of the match. The final quarter of the game, roughly, by Nicolo Moro, the Croatian international. It's his first appearance in the last 5 in the league. Inter's turn to stride purposefully forward. That's Fratesi into the box, collected by Dumfries, and Aslani sending it high and wide under pressure. Fratesi there in a sturdy challenge with Lewis Ferguson. Prowling on the touchline, Lautaro. Not the busiest of second halves for Skorupski in the Bologna goal either, it must be said. Damian with the throw for Inter. That's Bastoni with a leisurely swing of his left leg. Arnautovic. Bastoni closed down by Jens Odgaard. He's done well here, Odgaard into Salamaca's trying to tee up Xerxes. Not quite coming off. Inter able to clear. They'll get a free kick as well. But it almost opened up for the home side. Odgaard's opportunism almost paying dividends into surviving. Let's have a look here. Again, Bastoni. Challenge, that's what the referee has blown the whistle for. It's an Inter free kick, and Dumfries sends it forward. Barella trying to get on the attack. Dumfries collecting once more. Little reminder that more Serie A action coming your way this evening from 7:45 here on TNT Sports 2. Genoa at home. They're taking on Monza at the Marassi. We've got that one for you live. And then tomorrow, among our featured matches, third place Milan are at home to Empoli. That's on TNT Sports 1 from 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Dumfries, challenged by Victor Christiansen, the Dane, who started the last 9 matches now in a row. Good run for him. Here's Marko Arnautovic. Asllani. Chased by Sanchez. Bochuma as a cross. Fratesi up in the penalty area. Arnautovic too. Dumfries heading towards the far post. Bastoni. It was his cross that led to the goal. And ball. Free kick Bologna. There will be a change. Referee just wants to hold the play up just for a moment. Dan Ndoye is going to come on to replace Alexis Salamakers. Dan Ndoye, the Swiss international. Who scored the winning goal when the two sides met in the Coppa Italia earlier in the season. Bologna with 17 minutes plus added time to try to rescue something from the game. At the moment, their 6-match winning run in grave danger of coming to an end with what would be their second home defeat of the season and their first since the opening game of the campaign against the other Milan side. Christiansen. Ndoye nearby. Here he is, first touch for the sub. Gets it away from Asllani. Here's Ferguson with a shot. Certainly worth a crack. He scored half a dozen goals this season. Really good effort on target in the first half. This one just pulled wide. Covered by Sommer. Launched by Bissek. One in the air by Lukumi. There's Freuler. Can't pick out Xerxes because Acerbi was alert and quick. Ferguson for Bologna. Other than the win by Milan at the start of the season, Napoli and Genoa, the only two sides to leave the Dallara with anything, both of them managing a draw. Napoli in September and Genoa in early January. Everyone else has been beaten. Pass a little short, but Kumi there ahead of Arnautovic. This is Bochuma. Still just the one goal in the game. 15 minutes remaining. Freuler. Ferguson looking to drive his team forward, pull the strings, conduct Bologna's orchestra. Xerxes in the middle. Odegaard's up there as well. Posh up to the edge of the penalty area. Christiansen and Ndoye available near side. Xerxes. And Ndoye. Up against Dumfries. Corner. Deflection coming off Fratesi. urgency about Bologna's play. Kumi sends it in. Bissek is there, ahead of Stefan Posch. Denzel Dumfries with the header clear. Freuler. He's going to have a go. This time striking Xerxes. Back with Xerxes, and it's going to be a free kick for Inter. Challenge by Jens Odgaard on Christian Aslani has been penalised by the referee. Thiago Motta is going to make a change. Santiago Castro getting ready to come on. A 19-year-old from Argentina. This will be his debut. Signed from Vélez Sarsfield at the end of January. Well, Inter keep it pretty tight, don't they, throughout the 90 minutes, but as you can see, even more so towards the end of matches. Not a statistic that anyone following Bologna will have enjoyed looking at. But now, Joshua Xerxes for Bologna. Xerxes brings the save from Sommer, and it's cleared away by Acerbi. Little reminder there that Bologna very much in this game at 1-0. Plenty of time remaining. But when chances present themselves, they have to be taken. Ferguson. Victor Christiansen. Into Freuler and Acerbi across. It's going to be a corner. And Victor Christiansen there urging the crowd to make more noise and get behind the team as Bologna trying to find a route back in this game. Xerxes with a really good chance there. 12 minutes plus added time. This drizzly night. To survive, it will be a goal kick. Riccardo Orsolini and Santiago Castro coming on. It was Riccardo Orsolini who scored the winning goal in this fixture last season. Two Dutch players there, Dumfries and Xerxes. The word between them. Joshua Xerxes having a great season, 11 goals this campaign so far. Orsolini, who scored 5 in the last 8 in the league, coming on, and a debut for Santiago Castro, a 19-year-old centre-forward from Argentina. And Jens Odgaard makes way. It was his first start for the club today on his 4th appearance. Motta looking for a little bit of fresh impetus. For the closing stages of the match. And here is Santiago Castro with his first touch in Italian football. Inter making a change. Davy Klaassen is going to come on to replace Nicolo Barella, I think. Yeah, there's Barella taking his leave. And Davy Klaassen about to come on. He's come off the bench now in 4 of the last 5 matches for Inter, the Dutchman who arrived from Ajax earlier in the season. So Klaassen on for the closing stages of the game. Klaassen getting involved in the play straight away. It's going to be a Bologna throw, and Klaassen's going to get booked here. Well, he's done well. Having his name taken, he's only been on the pitch for about 30 seconds, if that. And all for overzealously contesting the referee's decision. Acerbi with the head start against Castro. Came in handy. Sommer allowed it to run. Here's Dumfries. Good under pressure there, Denzel Dumfries. This was Arnautovic. To make a comment there to the fourth official, Antonio Rapuano. It's going to be Inter's ball. We've got all bases covered in terms of Serie A for you here on TNT Sports. Little reminder of a couple of the matches coming up tomorrow. Juventus, second in the table, hosting sixth place Atalanta on TNT Sports 1. That's a tea time kickoff there, 5 p.m. for that one. And then the big Sunday night match, Fiorentina at home to Roma, 7:30 for that one tomorrow night. Live from the Artemio Franchi. Roma, of course, with an upturn in fortunes in recent matches under Daniele De Rossi, and still have eyes on a potential top 4 finish, and just behind Bologna in the table. Chance to close that gap if Bologna lose and they can get the better of the Viola tomorrow. Can Inter make it 10 league wins in a row for only the 3rd time in their history? It would be 13 straight wins in all competitions if they can hang on to this 1-0 advantage. They've won every match since the turn of the year. Posh for Bologna. Bologna with more of the play, just haven't really been able to do enough with it. Still time for them though. Inter push back here as Castro merely finds a Cherby. Arnautovic tussling and getting a free kick, much to the frustration of the Dutch defender Berkema. Under pressure and helped out there by Davide Fratesi. Castro back into Christensen and Doi. This is John Lukumi. Sending it forward, Freuler. Tracked by Bastoni, who's kept it in. That's Arnautovic chasing. Berkema there first. And Doi. Close to testing Sommer. Frustrating and disappointing end to that attacking move there for Motta's side. And missed one game all season, Jan Sommer, the 4-0 win over Lecce recently because of illness. Back for the last 3. Sanchez with a little flick on. Klaassen sends it forward. Dumfries with the cross. Cleared away by John Lukumi. It's done well, and Ndoye with a chance to bring it now. Fratesi tracks him, stride for stride. Bissek under pressure. Able to get there ahead of Santiago Castro, but it will be Bologna's ball. 5 more minutes plus added time. Bissek's goal still the only one of the match. Christensen, Dumfries with the block. Lewis Ferguson, quick to put the ball back in play. Layoff by Ndoye. Stefan Posch, the Orsolini, Lukumi. Christensen. Struggling to get it past Dumfries. That's a decent ball in, and the header beyond the far post. Orsolini, who come rushing in. This was good from Bologna. Lovely ball in from Remo Freuler. Darmian throwing himself at it with Riccardo Orsolini. Well, it's the closest his team have been for a little while. Still, they've drawn a blank, and it is Matteo Darmian who's on the ground complaining of cramp. Dumfries helps it on its way, as does Aslani. Posh. Christensen wants it, Bokema has it. 3 more minutes plus added time. Will Inter extend their lead at the top of the Serie A table, with Juventus not playing until tomorrow? That's a lovely turn there by Freuler. Super play, Bastoni getting back goal side. Excellent defending. Bologna with a chance to venture forward once more. Sommer hasn't quite got that 17th clean sheet in the league yet. Freuler. Just looking for that little moment of inspiration or good fortune. Ndoye foul by Denzel Dumfries. Now the opportunity to stick it in the box and put real pressure on the leaders. Dumfries too physical. The crowd have had an absolute drenching tonight. Steady, light drizzle throughout the entire game, pretty much. Not a superb delivery at all from Nicolo Moro. Freuler will chase. Get the deflection off Aslani. Here's Lukumi. Ndoye needs to come up with a good delivery, and Bologna would hope that he would do it now. He'll have to settle for a corner. More pressure on the Inter goal. They try to maintain that slender 1-0 lead. Are we in for some late drama? Riccardo Orsolini to deliver, in it comes. Inter's defence standing firm. Freuler will get there first ahead of Matteo Darmian. The 90 minutes all but up now, as we go into a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. Orsolini, no foul by Acerbi, in to get a free kick for the challenge on Aslani, and it might not be Bologna's day. Referee looking straight at it, and the foul by Castro on Aslani. That 6-match winning run coming to an end for Bologna. They've actually got a minimum of 5 added minutes, not 2. 2 seemed a little brief. And Inter marching on, steamrolling on. 18 points clear tonight if they win this match. to throw. A very professional job by Inzaghi's team today. Remember, he made half a dozen changes for this match. They've got the game against Atletico Madrid coming up on Wednesday night in the Champions League at the Metropolitana. Mixing and matching his squad beautifully, Inzaghi, at this stage of the season. Davy Klaassen there first. Cherby wins it in the air. Klaassen losing out. Big moment there with Bastoni, able to nip that Bologna attack in the bud. Back with Bokema. Bologna just struggling to find that little moment of quality, that cutting edge, anywhere near Inter's goal. Bissek wins it. Referee again well placed to see what's going on. Christensen and Doy. Still time for Bologna, just not much of it. One back by Fratesi, who then gets the free kick for the foul. Inter on the verge of winning a 10th league match in a row. And on the verge of hitting the 75-point mark after 28 matches. That's only happened once before in the history of Serie A. That's how good they've been this season. By the way, that was an Inter team that did that before. That was in 2006-07 under Roberto Mancini. Dumfries is having quite a tussle there with Doy. Dumfries just getting a little hot under the collar there towards Thiago Motta and being urged to just calm down by his manager Inzaghi, who's now being told off for venturing out of his technical area, when actually he was just trying to calm things down from what I could see. Well, they didn't need him tonight, did they? Lautaro Martinez, he's nicely rested ahead of the trip to Spain during the week. Throw Bologna. Time running very short for them. Dumfries with the header. Arnautovic battles away. Dumfries sends it forward. Colliding with Ndoye. Not much in that. Dumfries was, well, he was barely touched. And Bologna are about to lose at home for the first time since the opening match of the season. Aslani collects in midfield. Klaassen. It's collected by Riccardo Orsolini. Interception by Arnautovic, who's just pulled up there as he hurt his hamstring. It's an injury for Arnautovic, who picked up an injury there. He's on the deck. The referee now stops the game. Bologna beside themselves with frustration about this, but you could see that he clearly picked up an injury when he made that defensive challenge. I think he's pulled a muscle. Just watch there, on it there you can see. It looked like the hamstring. Oh, what a frustration for him. Remember, it was Arnautovic who scored the only goal of the first leg in that Champions League round of 16 tie that they take to Spain this week. Skorupski beaten just the once today, but once might be enough. And Bologna staring defeat in the face for the first time in quite a while. Arnautovic forced out of the game, I think. Well, if it's a hamstring, you're not going to run that off, obviously. So he's off the pitch. Bologna on the front foot. Block off by Damian, no foul, says the referee. And Inter with a chance to break now. Aslani trying to use up a few seconds and gets a free kick for the pull on the shirt. And Inter are almost there. The 3 points are almost in the bag. It would be their 12th away win of the season. There was the challenge by Damian. No foul from Luca Pairetto, the referee. And Sommer sweeps it away and finds touch. It's a throw. Not sure whether Bologna will have the time to get the ball up to the other end of the field, never mind to create anything. And indeed they won't. There goes the final whistle. And a disgruntled Thiago Motta and his Bologna players are beaten by the league leaders, Jan Bissek, with the first half header in the 37th minute, proving to be the difference. It finishes at the Dallara, Bologna 0, Inter 1. So a little reminder of what's to come. There's more to look forward to tonight. Lens go head-to-head with Brest at 7:45. Genoa look to make their mark on Monza. Plus we're courtside in LA, where the Chicago Bulls play the Clippers a visit. We're in Christchurch for day 3 of the second test between New Zealand and Australia. Plus, join us in Miami for a huge card at UFC 299, headlined by a bantamweight rematch between champion Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera. Here's the goal that won the match, and it was a defensive creation. Bastoni with a lovely looping, curling cross, and the header from Jan Bissek, his second goal of the season. And it was enough to secure all 3 points for Inter, their 10th league win in a row. It's only the 3rd time in Inter's history they've ever managed to do that. 75 points in the bag for them now this season already, and it is an enormous lead at the top of the Serie A table. Bissek with the winning goal. And a quick look at the fixtures. Napoli and Torino playing out a 1-1 draw as the weekend kicked off last night. Big win for Cagliari at home to Salernitana. Very important one for Sassuolo as well over Frosinone. Sassuolo in the bottom 3. The winning goal scored by Christian Torsveld earlier on today. Genoa Monza coming up at 7:45. Among the games tomorrow, Milan-Empoli is a 2 p.m. kickoff. Juventus-Atalanta at 5. And the Sunday night match from the Artemio Franchi, Fiorentina taking on Roma. Lazio-Udinese complete the programme on Monday. And a look at the table, Inter absolutely running away with it this season now. It is an 18-point lead at the top of the table, overnight at least. Remember, Juventus playing tomorrow. They were beaten last week. And Bologna still in an excellent position in the table in 4th. Roma will look to close that gap up a little bit in their match tomorrow. So still all to play for in terms of the top 4. But Inter looking good in terms of their title challenge this season. Well, Inzaghi made half a dozen changes. He didn't need Lautaro Martinez tonight because Jan Bissek, their central defender, came up to head the only goal of the game. Inter have now won 13 matches in a row in 2024. They've beaten Bologna by 1-0 from the Dallara. It's goodbye.